I'm Savika Jasmine, and this is Human After All, a show where we pull back the title and look at the person underneath. Today, I'm sitting with someone who moved from Iran and rebuilt himself in Adelaide. From engineering systems to IT to now an organizational coach. He's my very good friend, colleague, and now my own coach. He is on the mission of helping people find their inner true self. And on that, he has written a book. He's an author now. His own book, Self 2.0, Catch Up with Your Future Self. Welcome, Saman. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Savika. Great thing. Glad to be here. Looking forward to our conversation.
So I gave a bit of a glimpse on who you are, who Saman Attarian is. But and we know that you have moved from Iran. We have heard about Iran in the news everywhere in the world. We know what's happening. What was your childhood while you were growing up? What was it? No reply.
Yeah, very good question to start with. And so I was born a year after a revolution. We changed it for my family from a monarchy to an Islamic republic, which is the experience of life was very different. And not long after the revolution, there was a war, 8 years of war between Iran and Iraq. And my family was impacted really hard on this because we are from south of Iran, very close to the border with Iraq. And yeah, multiple family members dying in the war, uncles being disappeared for 4 years. So for the first, let's say, 8 years of my life, and the child was dark. And that always sad. And that's really a lot of who I am today. Unknowingly, didn't know it, I got the recent years. That's the part about what I talk about in his book.
Mm-hmm. So that's your background. And then when you decided to move, what was the driver? So you were working there, you were educated there. What was the driver to move the country?
Yeah, so Iran is from, let's say, freedom of expression is one of the major today. For many families, the middle class is disrupting now, but in at least in those years, we were doing fine financially. Me and my wife and 2 kids are, well, we were both professionals doing good at our job, but the fear of being prosecuted for your beliefs, doing things in your own life that were not considered as, let's say, lawful things. So any single day you might break, 10 different state laws, getting in normal life. So that was the main drive to come to a free society, to be able to be ourselves. Nothing extreme or fancy. So building a better life for ourselves and for our children. That was the main reason to come to it.
That's amazing. We can't even imagine like people living in country which is more freer. Like I'm from India, where we got our independence. I've not seen that pre-independence era of India at all. I was in a free country and now moved to another free country. So I can't even imagine what you have lived through. So was there anything which you have to give away or just consciously leave your old self to become a new someone in Australia?
Yeah, you see, when you built your life around your family for more than 3 decades. I was 32 when I came to Australia. Obviously, you're living your loved ones, my parents, and a big part of your identity is your immediate family. You see your friends. If you have built a career, in many cases, when you come to a new country, you're basically reset. You're starting from scratch. That was a big part of it. And also your identity. You're attached to your culture. So again, you come to a new country and you're nobody until you redefine your identity. Again, towards the end of my life in Iran, I started to teach personal development. So I translated a book on time management and I was doing well. I still remember the last months of working in Iran, the side hustle, which was simply teaching and educating around personal development, was making more money than a C-level job in a corporate job that I had.
Mhm.
That needed the command on the language for
Mhm.
being able to be fluent and speak fluently.
Mhm.
And that went away immediately when I came here. English being my second language. So it's like doing fine business English, but doing working on like psychology and personality development needs proper English,
Yeah.
which I didn't have back then. And to this day still, I'd say fine things every day.
Because we are translating in our mind somewhere. That's what I'm doing sometimes, translating in Hindi to English and then talking. So that's how the Bible works. So then this challenge of language, if you are mentioning that it means it was a challenge when you came here. How did you overcome that challenge? Because now what you're doing as an organizational coach and a personal development coach, inner development coach is all through language. So how did you work on yourself? Did you do any courses?
That's a good question. What I've learned is that the first 6 months of living in a new country, you learn a lot about the new language and the culture because you need to survive. Like it's sleep learning here. And then it plateaus because you find yourself in a comfortable spot to get by.
Mhm.
But I knew that I need to push it to the next level. I still have the Excel file. I've got an Excel file with everything that I was hearing, I was capturing, or was capturing the context of which was used. So a colleague says something. So, what was that? And I was, it was hard initially to be, just curious enough to ask. So, and I gave permission to others to correct me, and also told them that I'm going to ask a lot of questions. So capturing that and also translating it to Farsi, to Persian. So basically, here's a new word or phrase, a lot of phrasal verbs. And again, Aussie English, there are many unique phrasal verbs that you hear and you use. The context and then the Persian translation, and then practicing them. And it was very courageous to practice them. To this day, I've got this joke that I use in many presentations. In a client meeting, this was the first year. I heard the term that someone is switched on, someone that is very attentive, very, very smart. And I accidentally used the word turned on instead of switched on in a client meeting. And everyone, was laughing really hard. I've done this many cases, like similar cases, many times over and over again. So just, I know this is one of my, let's call them strengths. I'm willing to be wrong and just give it a go. And just basically laugh it out. And so that's, that was my practice, intentional practice of English. There was one specific moment. It was before writing the book, starting to write the book. I've always wanted to write the book, but my self-confidence wasn't there. It's like my English is not good enough to start doing this. And I still remember to this day, a friend said that don't underestimate the cultural background that you're bringing in. And it might be, she used the word exotic to other people. She was being kind, but understand that in many cases we want to become someone else that who we are not. Like to fit into, the culture of the country that you are living in, which is not the right way. Belonging to that culture, you definitely need to find the good cultural aspects and try to, fit in or learn that culture, but also bring a unique perspective that you need to stay true to yourself. And that was a big journey. Again, knowing that that's good enough and people actually appreciate you being you was also very helpful. So bit of learning and bit of becoming comfortable with who I am.
That's beautiful, because that's what we do when we move to a foreign country from where we grew up. Learn the accent where we are in. So that's what I see around me and my friends as well. Learn the accent, talk like Australians, which is good to have that conversation. But then you are as good as you are. You just bring your own original perspective, which is amazing.
Yeah,
Because then once you start imitating the accent, you start imitating everything else, and then you lose the originality just to fit in. So that's beautiful.
I think there's a nice balance. I still remember after a job interview, when I got the job, it was the first consulting job. My employer said that it's good that your accent is not that thick.
Mm-hmm.
It was a compliment, but I think that's a nice balance. Might not be the accent. I think trying to see the vocal range of the host country will help us to basically become more articulate. I think at the end of the day, it is not accent or it is not your vocab, it's being articulate in the range of the words that you have in your lexicon, if it makes sense. Like it is using what you already know and using it properly. I don't think we need to, like in many cases, I've seen that people do not try to learn the new culture. It is cultural context plus some of the phrases and the words.
Yes. Yeah.
We definitely need to do that without losing ourselves.
Yes. I completely agree with that as well. So you're just to not be in that bubble also. So striking that balance. Yes, correct. Not completely extreme here and extreme there is bad. So but then bringing what you bring from your own culture and your own story and then sharing that is very important. That's something which I am learning as well. Like, okay, 40 years, what made me, and then bringing them everything together.
And there is a lot, and it makes it beautiful mix. When you reflect, what are in my example, living in a country like Iran makes you resilient. Like you will survive anything. And you come to a new modern country and you kind of forget. I still remember my colleagues the first 2 years, like they whinge about their coffee in the morning. It's like, I'm never going to be like that. and today, if I drink a bad coffee, I was like, oh, that was bad coffee. And my day is not good. Yeah, you get complacent very easily. But again, that balance of remembering who you are, tapping into why of who you are, the way that you are, definitely very important.
Yeah, you talk in your book a concept, Village of Shadows. So what's that concept? It's amazing. I read your book once, and I could go back to that once and twice and thrice again as well. It's such a great reference book.
Yeah, that was something that I think unconsciously came to and then learned about. There's bigger psychology and science behind it. The realization for me came from learning about some aspects of myself that I didn't realize they were there before. And the trigger was, which is the opening of the book. It was 2015. We have a motor race car for V8 cars in Adelaide. Back then it was called Clipsal 500. Now it's called Adelaide 500. The last day of the show, there is an air show, which, fighter jets, F-35 fighter jets will come and do, air shows and maneuvers and everything. I still remember I was in Rundle Mall, which is close to the race course in the city. And for the first time, I heard the roar of the airplane, and immediately my body went into shock mode. I didn't realize what was happening to me. I was looking for shelter. My mind wasn't in control. I was simply running away from the source of the sound. And that brought up a memory from my childhood. I was 6 years old. We were visiting a family friend in Tehran, the capital of Iran, where on that night, a specific night, there was an attack to one of the main power stations in that city. It was a dark night, and when the bombarding made the whole sky night really bright. I can still remember everything around that night.
Wow.
We had to run away from the house, go and find shelter, and I almost forgot that memory until that day. that the sound brought back the memory and my body was basically releasing it. There's a book and concept called the body keeps the score.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was the what happened to me. So this realization of this part of me that was living there under the surface, unknowingly impacting my behaviors, was an aha moment, which could then connect to, in many cases, you know me, I'm a calm person generally, but there were moments that I was snapping into panic mode, but no one else was doing that around me, at least in those contexts. And I realized there's something different about me, and there's a trigger. So I could connect these triggers to the childhood, basically memories. Back then I didn't have the language, but that was trauma. Something unprocessed, an extreme, potentially emotional experience, but you haven't processed it. Processing is different to forgetting or forgiving. You just make sense of what happened to you. Again, my childhood mind could not make sense of what was happening then. So it was stored and not processed. That was one example of an aspect of my personality that is there, but I wasn't aware of it. And then later, I got introduced this concept of family system, internal family systems, which talks about the idea that our self, who we are, our identity is plural. And it is not just one single fixed identity. And basically we've got different selves. They activate in different situations. These are not necessarily just different moods. It's actually a completely different self. Why? Because in many cases, they're really different personalities. In many cases, they're different opposing personalities. An example of this is that when you see you're in conflict, you act very different to your core values. You don't want to, but it comes out like that. And that's because that self, which is in you, gets activated in a specific context. You know, so you want to, again, all life, in many cases, I take this example of immigrant girls, ladies. In many Eastern cultures, you as a girl are taught to be a good girl, quote unquote.
Yeah.
To not to rock the boat, to just, obey. Yeah. And that's a value.
Yeah, that's a value. Yeah.
And then you come to a new world and you want to have an impact. You become a manager, you become a lead in your job.
Yeah.
You want to have social impact and you want to speak up. You want to rock the boat.
Yeah.
You want to challenge the status quo. But there's this part of you that says, oh, remember, mom told me and taught me to be a good girl. So you've got these opposing values and opposing personalities. And again, being able to hold them in front of you and say, this is me as well. And I need to understand all of these different selves, and then see which one is helpful today, and which ones are not. And the idea is to simply honor the ones that have been helping you, and then sometimes kiss them goodbye, say, I no longer need you, or I need you to be different. And that happens through a conversation with these different selves. I took this example as if this whole ecosystem of selves is a village. And I'm the village chief, and these are all my people. So I can have a conversation, sit in front of them and have a conversation, an adult conversation. Thank them for what they have done for me. And then simply, again, if not helpful, to say them goodbye, or ask them to be different, or ask them to sit back and relax from it.
Oh, that's the beautiful concept and the way you explained it. I love the example because that was such a to the point example, and so true to what we have experienced coming from Eastern or Southeastern, South Asian cultures as females as well. So that's amazing. But on that, then, do you have to, or anyone, you are very self-aware. We will talk about how your journey as well and how you move from your engineering background to what you're doing now. But then for anyone, do you have to really work on yourself and be very aware? Not everybody's aware of that you have a village of shadows inside you. So do you really have to consciously do that work, and why as well?
Yes, I think someone asked me what is an overarching theme of your book, and I talked about the journey from a subjective experience, which you are in the experience, you are subject to your experience of life, you are in it, and you're not aware of what is happening to you, to an objective view of your life, which means that you're stepping out of your self, you're stepping out of the experience of life, and you're looking at it. A perfect anecdote can be playing chess. Imagine that there are two sides, two different parts, white and black, and then there's a chessboard. In any context in your life, in any experience, think about the last time that you had an argument with your partner. Think about the last time that your boss didn't appreciate you. There was, I don't know, a blow up. There are two sides at least. And then there is this context of the experience. You can be any of the two, be the black or the white, be the victim or the other party, or you can be the chessboard itself. You can be the context in which the experience has happened. It immediately releases you from any of the views, because there is always a partial truth in any of the sides. I still remember this statement that I learned from in a coaching class. I know I'm always partially right, and I stay curious to see how others might be right. Always partially. So the answer is yes. It doesn't need to be a fancy thing. It's just basically every time that there is a trigger, you try to ask the question of, what was happening there? If I would have looked at myself and my experience from outside, what would I see? And I have a lot of questions in each of the chapters from different perspectives and different aspects to learn about how you can become self-aware. And it's a lifetime business. Again, another statement that I always use is that I know I'm always a work in progress. The project never stops. We are always a work in progress. And the relief that comes with knowing that I don't need to be right, okay, well-mannered every day, every time. Think about the last time that, again, there was a blow-up, you did something stupid, something funny, something wrong, and the self-blame and the shame that comes with it. And it basically hunts you down. It puts you in a jail for a long time. But if we can look at it from outside, become self-aware of that happened and say, remember, I'm a work in progress. It's okay. Yeah, that was a bad experience. And that was a bad decision. That was bad behavior. But that's just an experience. Yeah, so the journey is simply going through different levels of awareness, which is big part of chapter 4, which is talking about adult development. As if you are a parent, or obviously we have been all children, we know about stages of development as a child. What happens at every stage. Like there are apps these days that they can predict exactly what is going to happen to the week, like so precise that this is the week that this is going to happen. But when we hit 18, like we thought that everything is finished, but it is not. We know that psychologically we keep developing. Some people get stuck at some stages if they're not doing the work on themselves, but the experience of life is pushing us to go further. And that's a big part of what I learned about the journey of development becoming a conscious journey, and doing the work to become a more self-aware person.
Yeah, and that's what you have. Your whole book concept is also being me, becoming me, and beyond me. If I'm
Yeah.
quoting that correctly,
Yeah, that's
that's
correct.
a
Yeah.
self 2.0. So now with your changing careers as well, there's a lot of a background which you've told us from Iran, which you carried in you, within you. Was that the push for you to become where you are now as an organizational coach, or what led to you just working in an organization but then deciding, okay, this is what I want to become and this is what I want to lead, and I want to make a difference in people's lives as well. So there's a thing which we do for work and for our family as well, because we have to support our families, but then you are doing this work to make a difference in people's lives. So what was a changing point or transformational point for you?
Mm. There has been some aha moments, but it's a journey of a lifetime. Let me call out the specific milestones that help me to realize what gives me joy. So when I translated that time management book, it was to help myself. Like the book is called GTD, Getting Things Done. And it's a very different concept to normal time management books. It simply says time is not manageable. Forget about it. You can manage your actions and gives you a very interesting view of the world. So I translated the book. I still remember more than like maybe 17 years ago. Back then, with the help of a charity organization that I work for them for charity and for free for pro bono, they helped me to create an audiobook. 17 years ago, that was a big deal.
Yes.
So that gave me the opening to go into organizations and teach them the time management skills. At first for free. And then it started to give me money to go and do public talks and games. Like I remember I did a talk for 700 people at Saman stage. So that was one data point. So I love this job. I also remember loving to write about self-development. There was a Success magazine in Iran, and in uni I used to write for them for free. I still have to this day these tiny articles that I used to write. 1 year before coming to Australia, I did a personality test or a strength test. It's called Clifton Strength Finder. To this day, it's one of the tools that I use, and I've told you about it as well.
Yes.
It gives you your top 5 strength, and it's very unique. So there are, I believe, 34 different strengths, and your top 5 and the order of your top 5 is very unique. It's like 1 in 32 million. So the chance of me and you being the same is like very low. So that was another data point that told me that the profile was telling me that teaching, coaching, counseling were my top strength. And then I came to Australia, and that was the reset. You don't have the opportunity to do those things. You need to make a living. So back to software development and project management jobs.
Right.
Still remember one of the jobs, when I was leaving the company, my boss told me, "Do you really want to do project management?" Meaning you're not good at project management. And that was...
But he realized something in you, of course.
Yeah. It's like, that was helpful. Yeah. So because, in software project management, there's this concept of agile project management, and there is a role called the Scrum Master. And the Scrum Master has got some coaching aspects to it. Through the training of becoming a better Scrum Master, I joined a course in Canada, and they introduced me to coaching as a skill. And as I could see how they are acting differently as coaches. So I went and did coaching training, level 1, level 2, and then got introduced to leadership coaching. So I did leadership coaching training, and then systemic coaching training, which is organizational coaching. So each step was teaching me more about what I liked.
Mm-hmm.
Again, as I was like, it feels like random, but each step you're learning one thing towards what you like more.
Yeah.
And I was always using learning and education and training as a door opener for the next step.
Mm-hmm.
When you come to a country, you don't have the leverage of the local people.
Mm-hmm. Connections.
Connections.
Contacts,
Yeah. Or again, because you are not local, you might not have the command to the language.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you cannot compete with, like in our industry, leadership coaches are usually very articulate, well-connected individuals. So I didn't have that. So I needed to rely on knowledge.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think retrospectively now, when I look back, there was all these steps that I took towards learning, which refined who I wanted to be more as a coach. Yeah. So, and 3 years ago, I did a master's degree in organizational psychology to solidify the learning as well, like learn the science behind it. And yeah, simply learning by doing. There's a term that I use in my coaching practice that I learned from my book, which is flirting with your possible future selves. At any point in time, we've got all these possible selves that are waiting for us.
Yeah.
The self that, so because future self continue with IT and become a senior leader in IT leadership. That can be a possible pathway for you. So because as the chef, it's possible there and is waiting. And so because the coach or, someone in the industry of helping others. And you start flirting, going on dates with these possible selves. What does that look like? Similar to what you're doing. This is an experiment to see if you like it or not. The flirtation or the date should be non-committal at first. Funny, why? Because the pressure of commitment to something for your life might stop you from experimentation. So the idea to simply test it out, just go on one date. Did you like it? Continue with another one. And that, again, has been my pathway to finding what I like. By the way, this is not the end.
Yeah,
I'm still learning
of
that,
course.
okay, I like this
Discovering.
part. No, writing a book.
Yeah.
Do I want to be a full-time author? Hell no. It's a lonely job. But do I like to share my experience? Yes.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I remember from your book as well that if you have, I don't remember the exact quote, but if you have that inkling in yourself that something is not right, I'm missing something, whatever I'm doing day in and day out, getting up and normal routine is not serving me purpose, and I want a change or shift. So you need to listen to that. So, and tune into that really. And then it only will happen when we take action, that next step. Okay, what is that is I want to do, and take that step. And as you talk about it, flirting with that. So that's a whole new concept as well. So try. If it works, good, you found your path. If it doesn't work, then the next path or next journey or wherever you are is fine as well. So that's beautiful. Yeah. So this is self 2.0. Is there a self 3.0, or what's happening currently with you, and what's the plan for the next short while?
Yeah. So it's still, I want to promote self 2.0. I've been working on a platform, an online companion course. Almost there.
It's an amazing platform, by the way. I am using it because now that I told that Saman is my coach as well, so I am getting coached under him with all the wisdom which we have listened to today. And the platform which he's talking about is just amazing. It's wonderful. Yeah.
And the idea has been always to, in the book I talk about, I want to build a community around this. And also learning doesn't happen at once, like with busy lives that we have. To me, the future of learning is on-demand learning, meaning that there's a situational practice that we hear about and we learn about, it's an energy capsule that is not opened. We just know that I've got this vitamin in my, medicine cabinet. I only know about it. And when I'm in the situation, I can go and use it. So the idea of the book was collecting all these tools into one cohesive, container as the book, and also the practices around it. So I'm still working on this. So the platform, you haven't seen this part, I haven't released it, but at each chapter, I'm introducing a life lab. So that's basically a section that I'm putting the ideas of the chapter into practice.
Yes.
I have questions, I've got self-reflection things, or things to try. And I'm building these as a really interactive tool. AI is amazing, by the way, for building these tools. And I'm just amazed by the things that I can build today. So just helping with simply a place that, when you're in trouble, I can talk to someone. Definitely, that's always the case. Or I can go to this platform and get some wisdom, get some. And I've in the beginning of the book, I have built a map of when to use each chapter. So that's another aspect.
And it's a workbook. It's
yeah,
really
it is a
workbook.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's not the book you read and then keep it in the shelf. But
chapter by chapter. No, it's one chapter. While there is an arc, as you said, being me, becoming me, and beyond me. Each chapter standalone has got its own, let's say, story and practical tools. Self-mastery is the next step, 3.0. And it's just a continuation of going deeper on some of these ideas. I do have a practice of journaling. And that's one of the practices around self-awareness, as you asked. By writing, you crystallize your ideas. In chapter 8 of the book, I talk about dreams. I've kept a dream journal for plus 20 years, like 24 years. And since 2012, I've been capturing it in Google Sheets, like online notes. Recently, I built a tool using AI to read all my dreams and give me insights about my dreams. Now it's just simply it's an app on my phone. When I wake up and I remember a dream, I click a button, I record, and it transcribes it and put it into a database. And later I ask questions like, can you remind me what inspirations or what dreams I've had about my job? And it's just amazing when you go back. Similar to your daily life. So what is next is that I'm just capturing ideas that are coming to my mind. There is this whole theme. The book talks about uncertainty a lot, and the volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world that we live in. You can see it. Like from the time that I finished the book till now, there has been a war. There are new economical uncertainties that are coming our way, and that is guaranteed. So it's more about how we can survive or thrive in a chaotic world. That was actually, I talked that the second title for the book is 9 Practical Ways to Upgrade Yourself to Meet a Chaotic World. It's just more on that. How we can live in that, let's call it uncertain. There's a technical term, liminal space, meaning in between worlds. That's living in uncertainty. You're still like something is about to happen. I don't know. Job market. What is my next role? What am I safe in this role? If you want to buy a house, what is going to happen to the housing market? If you have a house, can I afford paying my mortgage? All these uncertainties,
and everybody lives through it.
Definitely. And you are not protected if you're living in a first world country.
Correct.
Every country has its own challenges. So more on and that is
Yeah.
on the top.
So you have this whole database of your dreams and of your journals and of yourself, and now that's the practice you have, right? It's easier to know a concept, but it's very difficult to practice it as well. And you have lived through that. You've practiced that. I know about your dream journaling. I think 5-6 years ago, through the journey which I went through, and then I was just struggling with my dreams at that time, and I had a chat with you on a coffee, and then you told me about that. And I had a journal next to my bed, but I could never bring that to practice. It just lasted for a few days. Then I went back for it for a few days, but then it didn't. I don't have that database with me for all these years. So that's very, very good, the work you're doing, because the work is you. And then you're sharing that with the world as well to make this a better place than we found it. Yeah.
Yeah, something I think I need to share. In many cases, I was in a conference last month. One of the keynote speakers was a very disciplined athlete. He was just amazing, doing 2 back-to-back Ironmans. Like, this is a ultra marathon, extreme sports. 2 of them back-to-back. Doing one is just like. And his offering was a deliberate practice, simply intentional practice of discipline, and it's like, this is not me. I'm so lazy in keeping my practices. And in many cases, we frame our good self and frame our good experiences on Instagram and in other places, and everyone's just like, oh wow, someone is so disciplined in capturing his dream. No, I'm not. What is important is to be kind to ourselves, to go back to the practice that we think is going to add value, and do it as many times as you can. If it's 5-minute breathing technique, if it's 5 minutes just showing up to the gym once a week, that's the key to building it.
So you are doing all of this, self-development, working on inner development, helping others to look inside themselves and discover themselves through all the life chaotic challenges which all of us are facing, while you're raising a young family as well. So I know you're a family person. So how do you bring everything together? Like, that's the one challenge which all of us have, I think, finding time. So it's not that there's a thing that females take the hard thing of taking care of the family, and then males just do their own thing. But I don't see that in you at all. You're very involved in your family, and you are in your career and helping others and organizational coach. So how do you balance all that together?
Good question. And there will be sacrifices. I think what is being traded off in your journey is important. Definitely a lot of long nights. Yeah. So, like, a normal night for me is 12 o'clock.
Wow. Yeah.
1 a.m. sometimes.
Yeah.
And throughout the course of writing the book and finalizing the book, I was finishing the master's degree as well. It was like full on.
Yeah.
So I would get home, help with a bit. Definitely my wife is the champion and like doing definitely more than me in, just keeping the house together. But I would take a nap before or after dinner and then continue. I am a night owl, and I perform really well at night. So for others might be early morning. But the cost, I would say, for me was not taking care of my body as I should have in many cases. I'm an active person, generally speaking. But definitely I can do better with going more sessions to gym. I love dancing. And then I was like, there was a surgery on my knee, which kind of forced me not to do dancing and table tennis, which was the same. So to me, when you love something, you will find the time. It is not, you create the time.
Yeah.
You're definitely, and you can definitely, if you're here, you need to be disciplined in making sure that the balance is right.
Yeah.
And also we underestimate the amount of time that we have over a long period. We overestimate how much we have in one day, but we underestimate how much you can achieve over a year,
Right.
over 2 years.
Yeah.
This book was a project of multi years, and then there was an intense period of, let's say, a year or so. And even the first round of edits, when I sent it to an editor in US, she told me, "Good job, you have written a book for yourself. Go back and write it for your audience." And that meant a complete rewrite.
Wow. Yeah.
And I crashed. It's like I was disappointed. It was inspiring, but it was like too hard.
Yeah.
And I reached out and found a coach, a book editing, basically a book writing coach. And she gave me structure.
Yeah.
And she gave me the structure for the chapters and how to continue. So definitely support, and getting support from sometimes a peer, a partner, a coach is definitely helpful to motivate yourself. And also remembering that productivity and creativity are never a steady line. You go through ebbs and flows. And that's important. Again, I'm very good at one thing. One thing is consistent, and it's loving myself. It's just being kind to myself. There is a lot going on in everyone's life.
Yeah.
Career-wise, financially, emotionally, managing a modern life is really tough.
Yeah.
With kids, like these days, how hard it is. Yeah, I've got, 2 adult children now and a granddaughter, and we are taking care of my granddaughter. And it's just back to, the raising a child business. I'm only 45. Anyway, it takes a lot of energy and time. And children, oh man, it's like they bring you back to your reality. You cannot cheat with your children. And that's putting your practices, like putting your, walking the talk. So I think, I think when you have a priority, when you have clarity about what you want, or at least the next step, it doesn't need to be a grand thing. In many cases, many people might not have the ambitions of, I don't know, starting a podcast or writing a book. It doesn't need to be like that. Whatever that is for you, the next step of your life. And life is giving you indications of what that is. It's giving you signs. I talk about the call to adventure in the first chapter of the book. There will be a tap on the shoulder, a knock on the door, some signs of depression, unsatisfaction, even ambition, or a nag, a constant nag that tells you, hey, you need to change. You need to do this thing. Do you remember? You wanted to go back to music. You wanted to draw. You wanted to go back to the gym, or you wanted to try this skill. It's always there. And it won't give up until you do something about it. Yeah. So just thinking big and acting small. Just taking a step. The energy of doing something will give you the courage and the confidence to take the next step.
Wow. There were so many takeaways from this conversation. I loved what we created here. Thank you so much, Saman, for spending this time with me and with all of us as well. What I am taking away from this is finding that balance, listening to your inner voice, and loving yourself. That's the most important part. Like loving yourself, whatever you're doing or however you are, just loving yourself and being kind to yourself, then just having that inner talk, and I'm not good enough. I'm not like this person, like that person. They have achieved so much, which I have not, but that's not who you are. So you are your own self, and discovering that through the process you have created in this book, and then through your portal as well. There's so much of work to be done, and to do that inner development work on each and every one of us.
Definitely.
So that's beautiful. Yeah, I just love this. I hope
Wonderful.
all of you enjoyed this conversation as well. I'm Sabika Jasmine, and we were talking to Saman Attarian, and this was Human After All.